This question asks us to give some examples of organic reactions covered in the chapter. So the first one is adding water to an alkene with acid present yields an alcohol. So we'll do an example of this. I'm going to use propene here. So if we have propene and we have water with some acid present, this is going to add an alcohol on, and we're going to put the alcohol on the most substituted carbon, so the one right in the middle, and we'll add an H from the acid onto the other carbon from the double bond to give each carbon 4 bonds. So that is an example of what is called acid catalyzed hydration. And then for part B, we have primary alcohols can be oxidized to aldehydes and then further oxidized to carboxylic acids. So let's use a primary alcohol. Let's use propanol. And so they can be oxidized first to an aldehyde. So we can do this. There are certain reagents that will only go to an aldehyde and won't go to all the way to a carboxylic acid. An example of that is PCC. So that will give us an aldehyde only. And then we can oxidize that further to a carboxylic acid using H2CrO7. Chromic acid is a really strong oxidizing agent, so that will give us a carboxylic acid that would look like this. Or we can go just directly to the carboxylic acid. It will still go through the aldehyde, but you can go all the way from the alcohol to the carboxylic acid with just one reagent if you just use the chromic acid from the beginning. So that is our example for part B. Part C, we have secondary alcohols being oxidized to ketones. So let's use propanone here. Oops. As our example. So here we're going to, you could use either one of these oxidizing reagents here because it doesn't matter since it's in the middle of the chain. It can't be oxidized too much. There's only one thing it can be turned into. Oh, I need an alcohol here to start with. Okay, secondary alcohol going to a ketone. So we'll use PCC again just for the heck of it, and that will give us from 2-propanol, we'll get propanone here. And then for part D, we have reacting an alcohol with a carboxylic acid in the presence of acid gives an ester. So let's start with a carboxylic acid. Let's do this 2-carbon carboxylic acid, and we will use, let's say, methanol as our alcohol. And we have some acid present, so this is going to give us an ester. So the product will look like this. So we've taken water out of this. So this hydrogen and this, this OH and this hydrogen are removed from this, and water is a secondary product here, and then we end up with an ester.